You are my sunshine, my lovely sunshine. You make me happy wherever you are. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Podcast Episode 7, The Hollow Bone by Snow Bear. What is a hollow bone and what is the meaning behind it? A hollow bone is a saying or a technique or a story that our indigenous ancestors used to tell us. Some people are actually living hollow bones. For example, what a hollow bone means is a little bit like channeling. You are deeply rooted in the earth as you're connected through your feet because you are a daughter or a son of the earth. The earth is your mother. Without her, you are nothing. And the earth is well alive. And as you connect with her, you can feel her. Through your head, you are connected by a beam to the star world, the sky nation. And the light comes in from the sunlight, the sun, and enters through your head and meet in the middle where your heart is. So when you are being a hollow bone, you are either channeling from the earth or the lower earth, and as you are on the plane of Middle Earth, you can channel from the stars, the star nations, the ancestors, or any other astral plane. So you are there as a steward to protect, be kind, and defend, if need to be, all your relations, which is the creations of Mother Earth, the wind, the water, the earth, the fire, the sun, the plants, the animals. You are there to, enable them to be living in harmony without, if they need protection, you stand up, whether it's water or any other element or relatives, whether it's a rock, a tree. So it's very important. Sometimes you channel ancestors, or sometimes you will channel, other mythical beings. But it's important that you know that you're the hollow bone. You always work from your heart with the sun and Mother Earth. And it's very important. Now, this is the teachings I've got. Of course, I might not have all the teachings. Each nation has a different teachings. And also, I am not an expert. I'm just a single mom with two teenagers, and I am still learning on this journey. But I find that often a lot of us will either channel or be, influenced by spirit to say things in a certain way to help our relatives. I think it's an important teaching because as we are living in a world where there's a lot of chaos, floods, volcanoes, earthquakes, lots of political stuff, wars, famine, prices of the economy that's being disrupted, and it's really getting harder and harder to live with all these things that are happening in our world right now. So more than ever, it is important to make sure that we connect with the Father, Son, and Mother Earth. Whether it's to sit at the base of a tree where you can meditate, or, sit at the edge of a creek or a lake or a river and just look at the water and appreciate, be grateful for that water, and be able to connect with the water and tell it good things, and maybe lay a prayer down for it. To be grateful for all your surroundings, for the sunlight, for the water, for the earth. Just to say thank you if you don't know what to say. It is very important. Animals they know that these are things that we need to survive, but as human beings sometimes we forget that the earth is a living being, that she is our mother, that without earth for to walk on upon, we are nothing. And we need the sunlight to survive. Without the sun, nothing will grow, even ourselves. So it's important. It's the life givers, Also, the heart is very important, because, like our ancestors once said, like many, many thousands of years old, this thing is, the longest journey you'll take is from your mind to your heart. Because once you're in the heart, you're actually speaking from your soul. You're no longer into the chaotic of the finances, time, space, money, greed. You forget about time, because time is an illusion that is applied to the earth dimension. But if you go into other dimensions, time is different. That's why they say to be in the present, because you can't do anything about the past and you can't decide yet for the future. Always be present. That's why clarity and focus is important. So the sun is masculine, the moon is feminine. So what's important is that the sun, everybody has a yin and yang. You have a part of you that is female, a part of you that is male. Now, your biology says, for example, you're female or you're male. But if you're female, you still have part of the moon and part of the sun. You still need both. Like, for example, the brain has two hemispheres to be able to function. Even though the moon might speak to you a lot, because she is about emotions and water. Women have inside them a uterus that has womb water. Now this makes them water carriers and life givers. And the moon influences a lot the water. She pulls the tides, so you can see how it creates emotions. So during full moons, or new moons, people will experience like more of everything. If you're feeling emotions, you might cry a little, you might, and other stuff. So it's important to know that things like this, symptoms of the moon, are associated with the water in you, with the emotional part of you. It also has an impact on your physical, mental, and spiritual, because you're all interlinked in your body. So it affects all the spheres. Like my kokum used to say, it's like a table. There's 4 legs to the table. If one is shorter than the other, all the others are affected, and the table is no longer leveled. So that's why it's important when you heal to heal on all 4 levels, which is physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. You have to go full circle to complete a healing circle. a healing wave if you want. So it's important to feed every aspect of that life, because you are precious and a complicated human, see? And once you understand these 4 layers that works together intricately, it creates you, who you are. And with our mind, we can help direct our energy, because where energy goes or flows, it's where our attention and focus goes as well. So it's important to focus on the good things. Like if you're thinking about bad thoughts, like, oh, I can't do this right, I'm stupid, I suck, na na na, you instantly correct yourself. That's how you change your cassette. You don't want that on repeat mode. So if you catch yourself telling yourself you're stupid, na 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 na, you say, no, I am capable. I am smart. I can do this. I am a great person and I radiate light. You say 3 positive things or more, but usually 3, that will annihilate what you just said that was not good, because your subconscious is always listening to you. So if you tell yourself all the time negative things, your subconscious registers. It doesn't realize if you're sarcastic. It doesn't realize if you're lying. It doesn't realize if you're wounded. But it registered what you said and projects it in your future. So you get stuck in that loop, and sometimes it can get worse. So tell yourself, whenever you catch yourself saying something bad about your own self or about other people, make sure you say 3 good things for every bad word about yourself, to uplift yourself, to empower yourself. Come on, the world already critiques you enough. You don't need to do it yourself to yourself on top of it. So make sure to be kind to yourself, to do self-care. And that doesn't cost anything. With your thoughts and your voice, you are a powerful person, a powerful light being, and you're able to say, I'm stopping this cycle now, and I am a light being. I am now in charge of myself. I am changing my thoughts. I am good. I am capable. I am smart. I am awesome. I can do this. I can set any goal I want and achieve them. Tell yourself with conviction and emotion. If you say, I am capable, do you think you're going to believe yourself? No. Make sure you say, I am capable, with emotion, so you know that your subconscious registered. Because when you put emotion into it, it has a lot more power, because you implicate your emotions, therefore it implicates the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. Because your emotion is your neuropathy, your nervous system, and that is very strong. If you want to get out of the flight or fight mode, of survival mode, you have to be able to speak with confirmation and have positive emotion, self-confidence. You can practice until you got it. It's important. It's simple. Also, what I really like to say is the 4 words that heal. It's called the Ho'oponopono method, and that is subliminal. It's an old Hawaiian prayer or method of healing, and it's just amazing. It can literally change your world. So one thing you do is you say, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. And I love you. And make sure you say it with emotion. Now, next time, look at yourself in the mirror. Now, it's not going to be easy. You might cry. You might have a hard time saying it. You might laugh. It's okay. You have to repeat it until you feel confident, you feel it's real, you feel that it's with positive emotion, and that you feel comfortable and you believe yourself when you do this. So, what you do is you say, "Please forgive me. I am so sorry. Thank you. I love you very much." And you tell yourself that. And if you have a conflict with any of your relations, whether it's a pet, whether it's a grandfather, a child, or an uncle, an aunt, a friend, a cousin, whoever, someone who hurt you in the past, either with words or physical you picture them. If you know their name, you can say their name, and you say them slowly. And you might cry at first. It's okay. Let the tears out. Tears are sacred. They're very important and they're very healing. It's a way of releasing. It's a way of cleansing. So they are very important in your life. It's okay to let them roll out of your eyes. It's how the poison is let out. It's a form of healing. Crying is healing. You cannot stay there forever, but you can allow it for episode 7, because it's important to let it out. By Snow Bear. Okay? So now what you're going to say is you picture, for example, I'm going to picture, my grandmother who passed away, and I wished I would have had the time to tell her how much I loved her before she passed. I wasn't grown enough at the time to realize how precious she was to me. So that's what I'm going to say. Grandmother, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you for everything, and I love you with all my heart. Now you see I've used the 4 words, but I've used a couple of other small words that make it personal and authentic for me. This is what I would have liked to tell her. Now I should repeat this a good, 50 times until I really feel the tears at the corner of my eye, until I feel that I've changed a bit that frequency, that I feel better with myself. And that will also, she will hear me on the other side of the veil, and it will affect the relationship, and it can also help with karma and dharma, no matter who you are. And if it's somebody that is living already, you will see, if you say it every day 50 times, after maybe 20, 30 days, you'll see that the relationship might repair itself, and you'll see change in both the ways you and that person interact. Whether it's a person, whether it's a pet, an animal, you can do it with any of your relations in this world. You just need to picture it in your mind and give it some thought, because when you speak it out loud, it becomes spelling, like you spell it out, and it gives a lot of power. When you put emotion into it, it becomes even more powerful. Now, all human beings on earth can accomplish this. Okay? So you are not the only one. I'm just trying to tell you how to do it. Now, you always do it in a good way. You have to say things that are positive and not harming. The Ho'oponopono method is a healing method, which are the 4 words that heal. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. And I love you. So it's important to stay in the healing side. If you use bad words, against a person, even in thought or words, it sets out as black magic, as X's and spells. So you don't want to do that. That's why they say do not gossip against other people, because it'll come back to you 10 times. And that because when you gossip and say bad things about another person or being, it eventually comes back to you. So you don't want that. You want to speak good things about a person. You want to say the 4 Ho'oponopono words, because when you heal your relationship, it comes back to you. You want healing to come back to you. You don't want bad karma to come back. You know what I mean? The same thing when you do an action. If you think that saying out loud a thought is powerful, wait until you create an action. Now, action is a thought that you put out there with the intention of healing. That becomes alchemy. It can either by drawing a symbol, by putting down your tobacco for prayer. It can be by actually kneeling down and doing a prayer. It can be by meditating and sitting down and doing an intention work. It can be, I'm planting a tree because I want to honor this. I want to create this. I want to create a wind barrier, or I want to plant this tree to honor this person who recently passed away. Now, this becomes alchemy. You're changing an emotion or a thought into an action, and you're making it a positive one. Now, this is what you mean by turning lead into gold. You're actually turning a simple gesture into love, a loving action. Now, this is the alchemy, because the gold represent, love. So what you want is turn your fears and your wounds into love. So that is how you do healing. You can do it by writing. You can do it by art, drawing. You can do it with concrete actions like planting a tree, planting flowers, burning a candle, laying down your tobacco, putting out a spirit plate that is offering a food to the spirit world to thank them. It can be playing a song, because music is powerful. It creates a frequency, like humming is a frequency, singing is a frequency, playing an instrument like a spirit drum, a flute, or a guitar is creating a frequency. And frequencies, it can help you heal, but they can also be hard. So you have to really choose which music you want to play out, because music frequency has a lot of potential to heal, but it can also cause problems. Like, for example, if you're gonna sing about sex and lust, well, then it becomes a low frequency thing, and it can cause damage in the long run. Where if you sing about kindness and love, then you rise the frequency. You know what I mean? I hope you understand the perception of what I'm trying to explain to you. So it's very important to always go in your heart. Whenever you're surrounded by logic, by facts, facts can change depending on the data. Because you can make data say just about anything depending on how you interpret them. But when you are in your heart, you are aligned with your soul, with the essence of light that you are, because you are light and your body is matter. So it's very important to be in your heart, because that's where you connect with your soul, with your mission, with your pureness, your innocence, your true self, your authenticity, and you're not brainwashed by outside sources in your mind that might want to influence how you feel depending on what you've learned here and there. So when you go in your heart, you know that this is the truth. This is your truth. That's what you're walking with. It's hard to do. It's a lot harder than just saying it. It requires a lot of going inward, and that is not something easily done. One way to do it is to meditate. You sit anywhere that you feel calm, that you won't be disturbed. It usually is very important near a creek or at the base of a tree, or simply on your couch or on your bed with maybe a rock in your hand to ground you, or a bottle of water in your hand. You can put, a little flower in front of you, anything that makes you closer to nature. And then you make sure you anchor yourself to Mother Earth, and you connect yourself to the sun and the stars, and then you meditate. There is guided meditation that you can do on Google. Otherwise, you can if you are able to, but most people can. It's just you don't always feel comfortable at first, but you can guide your own meditation. And you can actually learn to go into your heart and stay there for a couple minutes and ask your higher self what they want to reveal to you. If you have a specific questions, you can ask your higher self, which is your soul that is connected on the other side of the veil. You are connected in the astral travel to your spirit, and you can travel in etheric or in astral planes, and your soul can do that. Your mind can't do that, but your soul can. And your subconscious can allow you to travel. You can also in your dreams is the interpretation of what your subconscious or your higher self are trying to tell you. Often you will work in other dimensions, other realms, or other timelines as you dream. You can also have messages from your subconscious. So often, if you remember your dream, that means it is important. If you don't remember them, that it's not important. If you never remember your dream, you can always ask your spirit guides to help you remember your dreams. What you can do is before you go to bed, before you fall asleep, you ask them if they have a dream for you or a message to send a dream to you so you can remember it. Ask to remember your dream. And when you wake up, that's when the first 10 minutes you wake up is when you'll remember it vividly. Write it down. If you don't have time to write it down, you can record it on your phone or on a device by voice. And you can, if you don't want to, you can do drawings, you can do journaling, you can do paintings. There's a lot of possibilities. So make sure that when you go to bed, you set your intention for what you want to wake up to, what you want to dream about. If you have a questions for your spirit guides, for if you have a question from the other side for people who have passed away, and you want to connect with them, this is your chance. Every night is a chance for you to connect to these other worlds that are just right on the other side of that curtain. We don't see it. Only about 10% of the population can actually see on the other side of the veil. They're called clairvoyants or mediums. Some not see, but some hear. So and only 90% of us can't. So to conclude, you are the hollow bone. With your abilities that you have in your mind and your heart and your actions, you can connect with the other worlds, being the hollow bone, to connect with them and make sure that you get answers, and that you, either in the dreams, in meditation, or sitting at the base of a tree connecting with the rocks will ground you, the tree is rooted deep, it will ground you. You know, and when animals cross your path, they give you signs, and it's important that you make sure your beliefs are good with you, that you feel right about your beliefs, and that you try to achieve the best version of yourself as you can be. And it's very important to feel that connection, because in the world of chaos, we need to see clarity, we need to focus, we need to know that we are light beings, that we are not too sensitive, that we are here to make a difference. Every human being on earth is there to make a difference, to teach something to another. Every human on earth knows something that the others don't. We are all important, we all matter, because we are all a fragment of Creator, a version of the Creator. We are a fragment of light, just like, you know, how light refracts into the prism and becomes a rainbow. So remember, together we are strong. Like one, we may be just one ray of light, but together we are a beautiful rainbow. So make sure that you realize that you are an amazing human being, that you have a lot more potential than what the world wants you to believe. Now, my name is Snow Bear. My second name is Blue Thunderbird. I was given that name when I had an awful hard time and managed to live through and be resilient enough and surviving a lot of different problems and defied death and managed to learn a lot in that journey. Now, eventually, the Thunderbirds, they live in sky rivers, and someday one will come back down and bring a drop of water that in the new world, and they will restore our waters. But until then, we have to be the rainbow together. We have to be the light being that we are, and the hollow bone that we are, and recognize that we are children of the earth, that we are star beings, that we came once from celestial beings, and when we arrived on earth, our wings were cut off, and we incarnated in this physical body, but our soul is still connected to the celestials. It's also our body connects us to Mother Earth, and the mind is what connects the body and soul together. And if you know how to program your own mind with affirmations, daily affirmations, journaling, alchemy, which is actions done in a certain way, done with love. And when you put emotion into your daily rituals, it becomes even more powerful. So it's important that you acknowledge the sun, that you acknowledge the moon and the Mother Earth, because this is the Trinity. And you want to make sure that there's the four elements: water, earth, fire, and air, and ether, which is your soul. So that's why you have 5 fingers, 5 toes. And that's why that you are a beautiful spirit. Actually, the circle is the symbol of spirit. And the 4 elements are triangles, and they fit like a pie inside the circle. So this is the symbol of earth, it's the symbol of spirit, and the way you come in and out of this beautiful earth realm is through Polaris. This is the portal in and out, so you can go back to the celestials that way. To be able to cross over, you need to let go of your fears. Let go of the material and the attachments you have on earth. Now, this is the next podcast. Thank you, Miigwech. You are my sunshine, my lovely sunshine.